Hey guys, welcome to the Mom Show. I'm your host, Courtney Doyle, and this is a place I am giving you permission to not have it all together. Hey friends, welcome back to the show. I'm so glad that you're here. This is recorded about a week in advance, and so we are coming off of a very unexpected weekend. A couple of things happened. Number one, there was an unexpected cold snap here in Texas. You know, one day we walk outside and we're sweating, and the next day we walk outside and we're like, wait, we need a sweatshirt. What is even happening? I think it's just a teaser, and probably a cruel teaser, because we know how hot it's actually going to get in Texas. And then we did have the unexpected loss of our sweet horse, Amigo. Man, he was my buddy, and he was such a great first horse, and we did not expect that what appeared to be something really simple would turn into something so major. But it's too fresh for me to really get into that right now. I'm not going to lie. The tears have been plentiful. And that's all I'm going to say about it right now. There'll be more as my heart heals. There'll be more. But for now, it was not something that it was not on the bingo card for April. Let's just put it that way. But I also want to talk about something else that has been very real for me lately. Last week on the show, I had Meagan Hansen on, a sweet mom to 3, and she used a phrase that is so familiar for me. And she said she felt like she was white-knuckling motherhood. Now, if you have ever white-knuckled anything, you know exactly how that feels. For me, it's flying. I don't love to fly. I've talked about this a number of times. I'm actually recording this with preparations to fly in 2 days, and then again in next week. Like, this is not my favorite thing to do. And the moment we hit turbulence is really where it gets me. That's where the white knuckling comes in. I am holding on to something tight. Typically, it's Scott's hand. And so not only is my hand white, but his is too, because I have removed all circulation opportunities for that hand because I'm squeezing it so tight, or I'm gripping the armrest as if an armrest is going to save me. My hands are so tight. My shoulders are so tense. I am bracing for something I simply cannot control. And the truth is, I've been doing that a lot in motherhood. I've done it in the past, and I've really been doing it right now in my life because there's just a lot happening, and it's all happening at once. Let me explain. So, I have a daughter who is about to give birth to her first baby. And when I tell you it's possible when you're hearing this recording that she has given birth, or we are days away from her giving birth. So there's that. I have another daughter who is walking through some really big life changes and an audition that matters deeply to her future. And I am days away from a son graduating from college. So here is my reality. I am needed in 3 different states at the same time. And if you're a mom, you can probably completely understand this. You have probably just taken an audible gasp of, what would I do? That's me. That's me right now. And you understand this tension. You've probably lived this tension. You may be living this tension in your own family right now, because you see, these aren't just events. These are moments. These are finite, meaningful, once in a lifetime moments. And every part of me wants to be fully present for each one of my children in each one of these moments. I want to show up. I want to support. I want to celebrate. I want to, just be there. And if I'm being honest, the pull to be everything to each one of them is so real. It is so real right now, and it is so hard because there's just this quiet voice that's starting to ask all the questions like, what if you miss something? What if you're not there and they need you? What if you can't show up for that the way you want to? And then before I realize it, I'm just holding on even tighter, and I'm trying to plan it all and control it all and figure it all out ahead of time. I mean, if there is a scenario that can be run, I promise you, I have run the scenario. Well, if this one does this, then this one does this, then I can be there. And then it's like playing chess. I've played all the rules of chess right now with this situation. But here's what keeps coming back to me. White knuckling this situation is not actually going to change any of it. When I'm on the plane, holding tighter to Scott or holding tighter to the armrest is not going to make the turbulence stop. It's not going to make the plane more stable. It's not going to keep the pilot from doing his job. The pilot is still flying the plane, whether I'm calm on row 29, seat B, or I'm completely tense. And eventually, in all the flights I've had, the turbulence passes. And I feel like God has been gently reminding me of the same thing in this season. And he's saying, hey, you may not be able to be everywhere at once, but I can. I have control over all of this and how all of this unfolds. So instead of white knuckling your way through this season, throwing yourself into a tension headache, running scenarios that you can't control, what about if you just opened your hands? What about if you just trusted that he is going to make space for everything that's happening exactly the way that it needs to be? To trust him that I am going to be exactly where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. To trust that I don't have to carry the burden of what was never mine to carry or control anyway. And I think that there are other moms that are probably listening that feel the exact same way. You're stretched thin, you're pulled in different directions, you're wanting to be everything to everyone, and you're realizing, I simply just can't. And so I want to say this to you clearly. That does not make you a mom who's failing if you can't. It just makes you a mom who's human like the rest of us. So what if instead of trying to be everywhere, we really focus ourselves on being fully present where we are? I'm going to say that again. What if instead of trying to be everywhere, we focus on being fully present where we are, not distracted by the what ifs, not distracted by the next thing on the calendar, not pulled, focusing on, okay, well, now I'm making this happen. How am I going to make that happen? Not carrying the weight of everything that we just simply cannot control. Because God isn't asking us to be everywhere. He's asking us to be faithful in the place that he has us. So white knuckling is saying, hold tighter, try harder, don't let anything slip out of your grip. But surrender is saying, I trust you, even here. So if you're in a season where everything feels like it's happening all at once, where your heart is in multiple places and where you're worried you're just not going to be enough, I want you to hear this today. You don't have to grip so tightly. When Meagan was talking about surrender and what that looked like for her, because she was living this white knuckling motherhood and she was gripping so tight due to fear and anxiety that had been plaguing her since she was a young child, she realized when I release, when I open my hands and I surrender, that's when God reminds me, I am in all of the moments you were worried about. I am there. And when the time comes for the next thing you're expected to be at or do, you're going to be exactly where you're meant to be, and I'm going to be there with you. So maybe instead of white knuckling our way through motherhood, this is me preaching to myself. Instead of me white knuckling my way through the next few weeks, I need to loosen my grip and trust the one who has been carrying this story all along. This is not a surprise to him. When we got the announcement of our daughter's pregnancy and her due date, and I checked the calendar and then checked the calendar again and realized all of these moments were going to be overlapping, it didn't take God by surprise. He didn't say, oh, shoot, I wasn't supposed to send that baby then. We weren't supposed to graduate that year. This isn't supposed to be overlapping. He's not surprised by this. He is calm, cool, and collected and saying, I have got you. I have created all of this, and I have gone before you, and I am behind you, and I am all around each one of these children, each one of these special moments. And I am going to create enough space for you to be fully present for each one of them, exactly the way you need to be. Mama, you are enough. And I want somebody else to hear that. So if this episode has encouraged you, share it with a friend. If you know someone else who feels like they're white knuckling through a season and the grip is so tight that it is affecting them, just maybe give them a call and encourage them to surrender and to let go so tightly and to really fully believe and trust that God is in control. Don't forget to tune in next week. We have another great interview coming to the Mom Show, and I have a real sneaky suspicion that the next time I'm here, not only am I going to have an incredible college graduate that I'm so proud of, I'm going to have a daughter that has accomplished her dreams and moved on to the next phase. And most importantly, we're going to have a new life in our family that we will be celebrating and snuggling. And guys, I can't promise you the podcast is going to last through me spending time as a Coco. You may just get episodes of me talking about our new baby. And I hope that you're here for it because I am here for it. And I'm so excited for this next season of life. I'm excited for the summer to come. This is when, the kids are going to be moving home and things are going to be transitioning. And it's always just so exciting and fills my cup. So I hope you're encouraged. I hope you learn to surrender. Courtney, I'm speaking to you. And I hope that each one of us can just be fully present right now. Just be fully present right where you are, right where God has you. Let Him take care of the rest. Be encouraged, Mama. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for listening to The Mom Show with Courtney Doyle. Remember to check the show notes for any links, books, or resources that are mentioned in each episode. We want to be sure this blesses other mothers. And in order to do this, if you're listening via podcast, be sure that you like and share. If you could write a review, that would be fantastic. It helps us get in front of other moms. If you're watching via YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This way, you won't ever miss an episode. We want to make sure that we increase our reach to other mothers who need a little encouragement, a community, and a whole lot of Jesus. We're so glad you're here.